Welcome to Musikpalast. Today we have part 2 of odd time signatures in video games. Saber's Edge from Final Fantasy XIII. Another one using the 5/4 clave. I included this song because I think the classical contemporary approach on the piano solo is really interesting for this genre of music. I analyzed multiple 5/4 songs in my last 2 videos. If you want a longer explanation on the clave, you can check it out here. Cinco de Chocobo from Final Fantasy VII. Another one using the 5/4 clave. As you can see, in the Final Fantasy universe we have a lot of 5/4 out there. I liked including this one because it reminds me of Take 5 from Dave Brubeck. Also, I think it is clever how they added the classical Chocobo melody in the 5/4 pattern. Here you can see both melodies, the original in 4/4 and the one from Cinco de Chocobo in 5/4. Drowning Valley from Chrono Cross. This is another song in 5. This one, I would write it in 5/8 even though it plays the same pattern 3+3+2+2 as in Cinco de Chocobo and Saber's Edge. Mother Brain from Super Metroid. This is a plain and simple 7/8. Bassline playing all 4 beats, with the 4th one being an 8th note instead of a quarter note. Overture from Castlevania III. This one is in 11/4. If you want the easy way out, just count along with the bass line playing quarter notes until 11 and then repeat. The melody is all over the place, but you can usually find that at the beginning of each bar a new phrase will start. But I think following the pattern from the drums is also a good way of following the bar. The drum section is divided into 4 parts. The first part starts pretty straightforward, bass drum in 1 and 2, snare drum on 3. The second part is also 3/4 notes long, but starts playing around with some upbeat notes. Part 3 is the only part which is 2 beats long, and then we have the last part which is a repetition of the part 2. Sagat's theme from Street Fighter II. This is another complex song which is all over the place, but we will try to deconstruct it. The synth on the background is always hinting the A major 7th chord. This vamp has 2 main sections. The first 13 16th notes, which could be subdivided in 6 and 7. As you can see, Both of these are the same, but the 7 has one extra 16th note in the middle playing the note C. Then the second part has 9 16th notes which could be subdivided in groups of 3. The drum section at first glance sounds overly complicated, but there are patterns to be found. If we subdivide the drum section in 6 beats, 5 quarter notes and 1 eighth note, we find a constant in the snare drum. Every hit of the snare drum hits the 2, 4 and 6 beat. This gives us a somewhat steady beat to follow. Fairy Navi from Ocarina of Time. This theme is really interesting since if you only analyze the melody, it feels like 4 groups of 3 eighth notes with an eighth note silence in the end, making it 13/8. But when you add the bass line, the perception changes. The first 3 beats remain the same as kind of a 9/8 ternary feel, but then the bass line plays 2 quarter notes, making it 3-3-3-2-2. Then we have the second section in 5/8, playing a short vamp throughout 3 different chords. Boss Battle from Majora's Mask. I found this theme interesting because it has multiple odd time signatures. Let's dive into it. After a 2-bar intro starts in 7/4, bass and drums playing basically quarter notes straight. After 8 bars of this, it goes to 2 bars of 6/4 by using the same pattern from the intro but in a 6/4 bar. This one is subdivided into 6 straight quarter notes. Then it goes to 4/4. This lasts 14 bars. Then it moves on to a variation of the 7/4 bar, but in 11/8. The bass line plays an 11/8 note descending chromatic scale, and the melody plays a variation of the 7/4 melody we had before. After the 3 bars in 11/8 and 1 bar of 7/8, which acts as an ending to this section, it loops back to 7/4. Now let's listen everything together. Strong One from Mother 3. The next 2 songs are probably the most complicated time signatures we have to this date in video games. This one I like to split the bar in 3 sections to analyze it. First we have the timpani doing 3 quarter notes. Second we have the melody and the snare drum playing a small pattern of 2 dotted 8 notes and a regular 8 note. And at the end we have the toms doing a small fill to go back to the beginning. Please take into consideration that this is not an exact science. This is a really complicated time signature, and this was my own way of analyzing it and trying to decipher exactly what's going on. Basically, each of those 3 sections of the bar has 3 beats. This is how I would count it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And to finalize this video, we have Strong One, Masked Man. After understanding the last one, this one is not that much different, even though the 2916, it looks kinda scary. Until the very end of the last section, this song is basically the same as Strong One. Instead of having an 8th note and a quarter note in the melody, we have a 3 against 5 in 16th notes. Basically, instead of 6 16th notes, we have 5 16th notes. That 16th note missing makes a difference between 2916 and 15/8, which is the same as 30/16. If you enjoy my content, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.